Patrick, global collaboration was a theme for Odyssey this month. Events in Africa, in Sweden, in Canada, a couple of exciting events coming up over the next week here. I know you participated in all three events in November. Can you just talk about what you saw and the excitement that so much is happening in our community?
Yeah, thanks, Craig. I was really excited this month to see the progress of global collaboration, not just in new locations, but in really new communities being formed. At our first Odyssey Sweden event, Sweden's very unique in that it has a rich national data resource that is accessible for researchers, and yet there's still different pockets of individuals from academia and industry and government that are trying to work together. But to see so many folks come together across Europe to think about how we can advance a national effort in Sweden was really inspiring. And actually to see the enthusiasm, Christian and Jordan did a great job of running that meeting and bringing different stakeholders together who shared a real passion for figuring out how do we standardize Swedish national data and make it more accessible for research around the world, which I think is going to benefit the world from learning from Sweden's great healthcare system. And Sweden's going to benefit a lot from being able to participate in global network studies. The next week we had our Odyssey Africa Symposium, and with big thanks to Agnes and Cynthia, it was really wonderful to see how many people came together in Kampala to come together. And what I heard from all of the participants was a pleasant surprise about how much work's already being done, how much opportunities there are for collaboration, but also a very clear recognition of what collaboration can bring to improve public health surveillance and disease surveillance. And Dr. Sissy and her team did a great job of highlighting what the opportunities are and to direct a path forward for the Africa chapter, which I'm really excited to see that grow. We also had a meeting, a Pan-Canadian OMOP event that took place in Toronto. And what was really exciting there was I had no idea how much active activity there was in disparate data sources across the Canadian provinces and academic medical centers that have already standardized their data to the OMOP Common Data Model, are already running Odyssey tools. And yet these individuals weren't collaborating together. And this was the first meeting to bring them together so that they could meet each other and identify collaborations. And indeed, there was a lot of activities where there was a lot of individuals reinventing the wheel because they didn't know of each other. And they came out with a clear marching order of what we can do to collaborate together. So really excited to see these activities, but also seeing how these regional activities can connect to the global collaboration that we're trying to support as a broader community.
Two other events, as I mentioned before, the second ever India Symposium is December 2nd. The Asia Pacific Symposium, December 6th through 7th in Shanghai. So best of luck to everybody who is leading those and attending those events. Speaking of global collaboration, we hit on one of our great international initiatives this past month during a community call, which is DARWIN EU. It's been going for several years now, and really we're seeing some exciting progress being made. Do you want to talk about what you heard from that session?
Yeah, I was really appreciative that Peter Reinbeck and Katja and Maxim came to share the progress of DARWIN EU, and it was really actually inspiring to see the entire Darwin data network coming together at Erasmus and to go to the European Medicines Agency where they're making these profound impacts, and glad to hear the pride of them being this year's Odyssey Titan Award honoree. I think what makes Darwin a particularly salient example of what's possible in Odyssey is this idea that across Europe, there are so many disparate data sources, different types of data capture processes, different countries with different languages. And the European Medicines Agency, as a regulatory agency, is responsible for figuring out how to study the collective population. It's only possible through a distributed data network with standardized data and standardized analytics that it's even feasible to start monitoring drug utilization and characterizing diseases. And that idea that it's possible now has come to fruition. And we got to hear about all the highlights of studies being executed, processes being established, and evidence having direct impact in regulatory science. So big congratulations to the Darwin EU team, and really a shining light that I hope is an encouragement to everybody in the community about what's possible when we really do form a foundation of global collaboration.
When you talk about global collaboration, I always think about the Global Symposium, the amount of people who come from around the world and share their work and network and set up future collaborations. And it's exciting to announce that the dates have been set. We're returning to the Hyatt Regency in New Brunswick, October 20th to the 22nd. For the first time this early, we have a call for plenaries and a call for tutorials that you can find out about more in this newsletter. Do you want to talk about that initiative and what you are hoping to see from the community?
Yeah, I think this is an important milestone for our community that we're actually planning this far advance for our global symposium. And one of the things that as a steering committee we talked at length about was how do we really foster greater ownership and accountability across the global community. And one of the things we recognize as an opportunity is that there's a lot of diverse and interesting new perspectives that could be brought to bear in the content of the Global Symposium, in addition to, of course, our collaborator showcase, which is always a highlight. So this year, we are opening a call for plenary sessions. We're asking teams of diverse individuals from diverse organizations to share disparate ideas across any of our pillars of data standards, methods, research, open source development, and clinical applications, with the opportunity for them to shape the content that will be showcased at the symposium. And we're also asking for those that want to offer educational sessions through our tutorials to propose a tutorial that could be offered. We're hoping that that's going to bring new ideas to the table and a new way to engage with our community. So really looking forward to seeing the submissions that come in from our community.
More information, as I mentioned before, available in this form. The deadline for both is January 30th, 2026. So a couple months to work on this. Really looking forward to seeing the response from the community and start thinking about what is to come in 2026. Thanks for joining, Patrick.
Thank you, Greg. Trust in science.